Hello, Libra. Welcome to a timeless Justice for Libra reading, where we discuss however the energies of justice would like to be disclosed via one of the two sister energies that I read for, which is Sekhmet. Bear in mind that in doing so, I, 7th, will do my best to deliver the messages in the highest vibrational form. However, you, the listener, may feel that the energies may be merciful and or merciless, and please be reminded that it is in the disclosure of the energies, again, that she wants to disclose the messages. This is not a one-to-one reading that you and I have a lot of time for. You have decided to tap into a collective general reading held by me, 7th. Again, I am a master healer that goes by 7th, or a master 7th that provides remote wellness alignment and tarot intuitive insights such as this. There are various ways of browsing the content that I have disclosed for you via the description box below, and one of which are various links on how to travel between the two sister channels that I run. In regards to the reading itself, please remember that femininity and masculinity are non-gender specific. However, feminine energies encapsulates feminine and masculine energies. Masculinity as well also encapsulates feminine and masculine energies. All right, you want to stay off the radar. However, it is not a good idea. I'm having chills here. So, to me, I'm getting that the signal of what decisions are in the highest vibrational self of sovereign ways of being and becoming and being a vessel of your body is at a fight or flight stance. It doesn't know which route is the safest route to flow with the least form of resistance possible, especially when it comes to emotional disciplining, which makes sense. You are a Libra, you are the obstacle, you are the object, you are a scale. Your wellness depends on the equilibrium between what is being scaled out. And right now it feels that it is the It is the achievements of self-recognition via the capsule of whatever it means to be emotional that has processed a lot of misunderstandings and processed a lot of understandings and has matured. That pattern you've been working on for several decades now, I'm hearing. For some of y'all, it's decades. For some of y'all, it's maybe less, but it's been a fucking journey. And whatever that journey is, that right there is at a position that it's no longer weighted down. It's the same weight, but it's moved laterally up. And it is time to more or less find the weight of your body to help you pull away the energies that are you and the ones that you can spiritually detox. In Egyptian respect, the god Anubis is the most it's the most rapid introduction to feeling that flow of possibility, of a knowing that you're following an inner inertia that is about you and something other. And that something other you can feel isn't in charge of the inner you. However, it is in charge of something. And that exploration is the overall aerial well-being of the energies around the scale. Choices. Known or unknown to you. Life and everything that has it. That means before, middle, and after. Everything is around that. You can feel that guttural instinct maybe right here in the solar plexus. okay? And it is challenging you to maybe also breathe better, move your body, and really feel a physicality in what makes you zealous in life and what makes you burdensome in life. And feeling that physicality in your muscles and your body will help you reach a subconscious alignment with what the mind already can accept and energy to latch onto to give you overall fluidity. So this could be a time of needing to really shake the energies away of your body and feeling the pain and the weakness removing itself. All right. 555, we begin the reading. All right, Justice for Libra. Remember that the Justice and you being the scale, and the major arcana of Justice has what? Scale. Overall absolution of control, and enigma triggering to what the scale should even out for itself, and the struggle in doing so. The identity of the scale to what is connected to it, and vice versa. All right, 6 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and the card I hate, 7 of Swords. All right, so let's get down to business. I have mentioned that the energies that are most rapid to you is Anubis energy. Anubis energy is, to respect to what Anubis is, he is the bringer of more or less the ways of the water and the security to swim in and trusting him, because he will bring you to the destination that is of the least sense of resistance for you, a safe zone, an island to get to offload, rejuvenate, maybe travel, maybe get to know, but it is just a checkpoint. And that checkpoint is exhaustive for you, maybe the person that resonates with this energy, because you have lost people who made you feel like you are just a checkpoint in their life. And that wasn't a goal for you to see that you were just a checkpoint. The goal is for you to see why you are a hot zone to be a checkpoint for someone. Instead of seeing the gratuitous approach, you're inundating yourself, or had been inundated with the pain of that reality of a pattern. That people come in are just checkpoints, and it has built a staggering amount of pain, trauma, and residual energy that you would like to offload. And to offload that is to actually ask you to go within and stop denying certain aspects that are quote unquote hard for you to do, yet to do them. Because you do them in the absence of not knowing that you need to show respect when you're showing them, and you're not doing that. But in the illegitimate shadow of these lessons, you do show up to certain things. So you're doing things secretly, and that secrecy is unmerciful. It's caused you struggle. It's caused you to be 2 steps back, feeling like you're swimming 1,000,000 miles an hour, but for some reason, anatomically, physically, you feel left behind. You're afraid of looking people in the eyes sometimes and telling them the truth. Queen of Wands. The time for that, however, is over. It is time to recognize the power that makes you flow, which is the immediate reaction of the energy of the scale itself. The scale has an energy, and that energy belongs to you. you fortify that energy. You're in charge of producing that energy. You're in charge of being in the flow of limelikeness and likeness and feeling inadequate of that flow. It's inevitable to you. You have a kindred tie to it without knowing how it's there. Just knowing it's there. And maybe knowing that the it cannot be defined anything besides the itting that it is. But then it can have explanation, because you can use that source to explain it, but it doesn't explain the source of experience. So there is an at odds to this. And the inner child that has needed coercing, needed discipline, needed to see the stages of development of life in chapters in the future, has needed to be calmed, has needed to be grounded, has needed to be told, don't fear what you think is too much in the future just because you see it and it's unknown to you. You will understand the maturity of the approach once you accept the flow of the journey at hand. That is an egotistical standpoint to learn to have and reach within. And only you can braid in the pieces of those possibilities for yourself and the niches of resources to define that journey for you. So the Queen of Wands is here to represent that. The Queen of Wands is also, however, you're a competitor. The competitor of the energies that come in and use you as a checkpoint, that are actually just naysayers of a pattern to help you recognize an ego defining point within yourself, to help say, hey, do you got it though? And in some ways you're like, no, I don't got it. But the ether is telling you, what do you mean you don't got it? What the fuck you mean? This person is here and there's a reflection and you're not accountable in accepting that you're part of this attraction. Just because maybe emotionally you would want to see it in a different limelight. You want to have an attachment. You want to have a label. You want to have a recurring pattern. You want to have this. You're putting too much expectation without subtly and vivaciously and controllably and groundedly having these expectations and standards of yourself. So, the inner child that may be known or unknown to you has been fucking busy within you. In the moments where you heard that whatever narrative seems like a decades of a scenario is like, yeah, I get it, but I don't know. It's like the inner child has become a teenager, a little moody, a little hormonal, a little like off-putting, really knows a lot. Doesn't want to admit when they're wrong, and then they just need to grow up a little bit more. And maybe whatever it takes for you to grow up a little bit more, allow that also to be introduced into your life a bit. And however it may become introduced. Does that mean you become more sociable? Does that mean the opposite, that you become less sociable? Isolate yourself a little bit more, and that the isolation is rejuvenation point, is not for you to fear to be alone. Like, you came and entered alone. You had support, yet that doesn't go away in choosing yourself. You'll actually have a clearer viewpoint of who is in support of you once you choose yourself. Three of Wands. Who's in support of you? You have I was going to say 17, but it's not 17, it's 13. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 swords. All right, 13 is the number of death in tarot. And death means just stop there. Dead stop is what that means. Dead stop, however, does not actually stop. It shows up in different forms. And learning then to humble yourself in what it required to change perspective, again, is a solo dolo fucking journey. 1441. No one should grant space in your space. No one should get into your mental and fuck shit up. You can do that on your own. And that means if you can do that on your own, you can also detox that shit. Worried about so much, Libra. And those are all topics that require other people to help you relax in. So relax the fact that you don't need to address that topic right now. That topic, whatever that topic is in the hands and bounded by other energy. So that means that's not your problem to fix. That means mind your own business and handle the things that you can control. And see if in that same reflection of a metaphor, you find yourself chained to anything, and then unbound yourself. You have responsibility to that decision. Okay, so closing messages, we have Mercury, communication. We have Sagittarius, joy. We have the stars, hope. As Sekhmet, Anubis is a controversial energy. Controversial because it is not the emotional journey that makes life. It's the journey that allows that to be a fundamental piece to experience in this life. And that's aerial. That's air magic, not the water. That being said, taking these messages symbolically in colors and however the images want to make themselves known to you. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing.